saying good morning. Yes, double dose of it. Welcome to another edition of To The Point. Today being Wednesday, the 25th day. In a matter of days, we're going to wrap the first month of the year up. How's it been for you thus far? Think about it, right? Anyway, to our listeners and viewers, welcome to another edition of To The Point. GT with you this morning. I'll take you through open for the next hour. And it's going to be an open line today, more or less. No guest will be with us today. So which means you, loyal listeners out there, you have the option of calling in, share your views, your concerns, and you follow the various rules. Try to keep your comments as sharp. Probably going to give folks 2 minutes, the option of 2 minutes to say whatever you have to say and get over with. Yeah, just be to the point in terms of what you have to say. And let's wrap. And, let's get a smooth flow of it, if we could say that. Once again, lots to talk about lots happened for the last couple of days, the last couple of weeks ahead. Yesterday we had the post-cabinet press briefing. And you may want to chime in on that this morning. There was probably something that was said during that you want to, expand on, maybe your own opinion. Probably there were something in there that you probably disagree with. In your opinion, you want to speak about that, you have the option of doing that. You want to change the entire subject matter this morning in terms of what I'm offering to start to talk about. And there's probably something in your community that you want to speak about, something you like or probably you dislike, and you would like to chime in on that. That option is also available for you. It's an open line edition of To The Point. And let's grab our first caller this morning and say good morning. Good morning to you, caller. How are you? Good morning.
Good morning, JT.
Good morning to you. How are you?
And I'm good. And how you do?
Doing 100%. 100%.
Well, I was happy to have Uncle Joe, but believe me, I did miss you.
Well, that makes me feel so good.
All right.
How you doing? How you doing this morning? Let me know. What's on your mind this morning?
Well, what's on my mind this morning is the senior citizen, as I would say, government assistance. Mm-hmm. And I'm very disappointed in Senator Gloria Thomas with her yesterday when one journalist asked her if they will be bringing back the 150 for the senior citizen.
Yes.
Now, if I understand what she said right, she says that cost of living high all about, and things keep going up and up. And ministers of government doesn't get an increase every year. And she further went to say that there will be no increase or no return for the 150 that was given, the temporary 150. Now, my take on this, it go like this. Based on listening to the Prime Minister, I get to understand that this 150 was temporary, said by the previous government. Mm-hmm. But this present government budgeted for it because it was not budgeted for. Okay. And I believe what he says. Now, I am saying, I think I understand, is 18 or 80,000 budgeted for seniors? Can you help me with the figures? Is 80 or 18?
I think it's 18 million. 18 million?
18 million.
Yes.
So the Prime Minister said 18 million was budgeted in the previous government, and 18 million is budgeted in the present government. My take is to the Prime Minister coming in office, realizing the $300 is absolutely, well, they're grateful for it anyways. And the 450 was given by this government, although the other one promised it, but this one give it. So in the budget,
I'm losing you there just a bit. You said the other one did one budgeted and one gave it and one didn't. I cannot.
Yes, well, according to the Prime Minister, the previous government said that they was going to give an increase of 150 temporary for 6 months, but there was no monies allocated for that.
Okay.
But this government went back to Parliament and get 8 million to increase to put the 150. Am I correct?
Yes, you're correct. I understand.
Right. So then the prime minister, our prime minister now have a fair idea that when he go into the budget, he should have asked for 18 plus 8, because he to himself knows that the 300 is nothing really.
All right.
And I am asking the prime minister, please, now do whatever he can.
I think you went over your 2 minutes, and I'm allotting
but I'm begging, I want to make the point.
Go right ahead.
Yes, I'm begging the prime minister, please, to consider, now he have a heart, that the $300, based on the cost of living and otherwise, is really below. These people have nothing to work for again. They cannot work. They cannot achieve. They cannot do anything again. All they have to do is to eat, keep clean. And I work in with the seniors, and I know exactly what they are going through. So please find a way to even replace the 150 or even increase it to 500.
All right.
These people really need $1,000.
Okay, Colin, I understand. I understand you. I understand how passionate you feel about this, but I'm allotting time this morning.
Yeah, but
you probably could return and expand on it on another segment. All right.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Have a good morning. All right. 435-2041. That's the number for you to call and express your views, your concern. I did start it off this morning. Probably we could talk a little bit about the post-cabinet press briefing that actually took place yesterday. And if you want to chime in on that or any other bits and pieces that you want to share your views on. Good morning, caller, and welcome.
Mr. Telesford, good morning, and how are you?
I am doing very well. What about you?
Very well. Happy to have you, and I always take time off to listen to you. But yesterday, I was very disappointed in you.
Why were you disappointed in me?
Pardon me?
Why were you disappointed in me?
Well, I'm telling you, you did not give us the chance to question Oliver Joseph. He was just there babbling and saying things that were not true. But we know him.
Why would you say didn't give the opportunity to...
You just gave about 10 minutes, and that was not enough. You must operate on a balance, give us enough time. Not half, but a little more to question those who were in authority and those who lied to us over the years. Take good care of yourself and have a wonderful day.
You have a lovely day yourself.
Right.
All right. 435-2041. 435-2041. I think I had 10 minutes, and it was awarded the time for you to call in. And there were folks probably you didn't get in to when the call segment did open, but let's not make an issue about that this morning. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome.
GB, good morning, GB. Thanks for the opportunity. I just want to make one brief comment.
Go ahead.
I'm calling on the business community and residents of St. Patrick, St. Mark, and St. John for us to stage a protest in front of Republic Bank in Guelph. They cut the banking days that were offered to us. The staff is also cut. And you're talking about there isn't a branch in Sotes, there isn't a branch in Victoria. The only branch that exists now, it's in Guelph, Central Leopardin Street, very close to the post office. And the lines does be so long. My thing is that you said that you are improving, okay, but remember 3 parishes, I would say, are disenfranchised because you're now operating only Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And then on top of that, the banking day, the hours for banking has been shortened. This is unfair. I mean, we know that you have a monopoly, but at the same time, you need to consider the business people as well in the 3 parishes. So I'm calling on people, let us stage a protest one day. If the bank cannot do business for one day, it is going to affect the revenue. So just as how they are affecting us by bringing this level of inconvenience, we need to actually affect their business too. And I'm calling on everybody, whether or not you bank, come out and support because it is disrupting business. Thank you so much.
Thank you, caller. Certainly hope the folks responsible will hear your point and will try to rectify that problem. You're not the first person I'm hearing complaining or heard complaining about that. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you.
Relative to the Prime Minister's and the other ministers' press conference yesterday, I was happy to hear that they put back the tax on sugar, the 15% on sugar.
And they've been pushed back to the month of March, to the 1st of March.
The month of years.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That was fine to hear. But I want to zero in on something that was brought up on the news and was dealt with on the early morning program on GBN yesterday. And it has to do with the protest that is going on relative to the KENCO situation. And the whole issue hinges on what we consider as permanent workers as distinct in their mind from contract workers. I think there's a serious misperception and conception about that whole issue of contract workers, the value that they place within the system, and so-called permanent workers. Not because you're a contract worker, and it affects the banking situation too. Not because you're a contract worker, you doesn't have the same status, technically speaking, relative to the amount of money you would make as if you are a so-called permanent worker. And I think that's where the problem shows. So that the problem that people are having as so-called contract workers, where they cannot go to the bank and present themselves for a loan or qualified to get a loan, it isn't the problem with the institutions or the business people or the government that has the people on contract. The problem is with the banks. So that the fear that people have that you being a contract worker, you doesn't have the same clout in the eyes of the bank. The problem is not with the business people. So herein lies a problem with that KENCO thing. The people who works in the KENCO division of that company, which includes the Renegade, but they are separate operations, they have a permanent job, technically speaking, because the way KENCO is set up and the way the canes are planted, it's not a seasonal thing. Because they can reap cane, or they have to be reaping the cane all year long, so that the guys are still there working permanently, technically speaking.
But even though they're under a contract?
Even though they are under contract. Okay. But because the thing is, I do construction, and I work with the two biggest construction companies in this country. And that's what they do every day, Even though you might be working with them for 5 years straight, you're making money every day. But you're under, every 3 months, they go and you have to sign a new contract. Every 3 months. So that's paperwork.
All right.
But and you're doing your job.
Okay, Paula, I certainly think your point is understood. I'll be allotting 2 minutes for everyone. So thank you so much for your contribution this morning. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you so much, caller. 435-2041, 435-2041. That's the number if you want to be part of To The Point this morning, the open line segment. And we're taking your phone calls. If you want to contribute towards the program this morning, there's probably a concern that you have. You certainly have the option of doing so. It's moving down to 15 after the hour, which means we are due for our first break. Let's take it. And when we return, we take more of your phone calls. We're coming right back. Stay with us, folks.
It's time that we realize that we must work together to thrive. As we know it, the sky and below it. Could I never have more wonder? Yeah, with life and all you see, and the climate's changing. But hope is remaining. And we can't ignore the future. It depends on you and me. One chance, all that we got. One voice, together we start. Take care, the world where we live. Permite a todos vivir. Tomamos la oportunidad para guardar la humanidad. And I must leave no one behind because we are. One
Rep your colors. Hot 98 presents the 473 Colors Boat Ride. Going on Saturday, February 4. Get your tickets now at gotofed.com for only $65. Food included. Boarding time 7 p.m. The boat sails at 7:30. Music on board by the Hot 98 DJs plus other guest DJs.
Baby, calm down, calm down.
Rep your colors on the boat, cause this one here is gonna be epic. Lock the date, Saturday, February 4th. Hot 98 473 Colors Boat Ride. Don't you miss this.
Welcome back to the point for today, Wednesday, 25th day of January. We take in your phone calls. It's an open line session today, folks. You have the option, as always, to pop in. Once it's an open line, fire the telephone. You share your views and concerns. Let's take another caller in this segment, or first caller within this segment. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
I have a concern. Now, any information we get is from, where it concerns politics, is from either the opposition or the government. Isn't that right?
More or less, yes, sir.
Okay. In other words, if it doesn't come from you, if it's not your information or somebody gave it to you, we get it from the opposition or the government. Why is it that people are constantly saying this one lie and this one lie? I mean, I hear women on the program this morning saying, oh, yeah, this guy lied, he didn't speak the truth, and the other one is speaking the truth. How do we know that? How do we know what is truth in that case? Because we're getting information from both sides, and yet we are saying one side is true and one side is wrong.
Is it a case where folks others are more believable than others? Is that?
Well, I guess so. Or you choose, you pick the side that you like, and you consider it is the truth. And if you don't like the other side, it's not the truth. It's amazing how we more or less clarify or classify the information that we get. And I'm very suspicious of that, because this is what is happening in Grenada. Everybody seems to know what is the truth, and yet we're getting it from both sides, and yet we're saying this one is true and this one is a lie. How do we solve this now? How do we resolve this situation?
Well,
I mean,
there's always a saying, there's that old saying, there's three sides to a story, yeah?
Yeah.
You understand, so...
Okay, so in the case of government, you have opposition, you have government members. So who is the third side now?
I certainly understand where you're coming from, Fair. That needs to be figured out.
Yeah, and yet people are saying that, and these women and these people who call and say, no, this one is right, and he's wrong, and he's wrong, and he's right. And they themselves don't even know what is right. Because they get it from both sides, and they can't determine what's right. So they choose which one they want, and because they choose which one they want, or their party they want, then that party is right, and the other party is wrong.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning. All right. It's To The Point. It's an open line edition this morning here on K105 or Classic Radio. You have the option of calling in and sharing your views and the concerns. Let's go back to the telephone line. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Good morning to you.
Good morning to you, sir.
I have a very serious concern that I want to take up with you.
Go right ahead.
I don't know what part government will play in this, and that is with Republic Bank. Some time ago, last year, yes, this was last year, I went in there to transact business. And I stood there for an hour, I think, and 20 minutes.
You still you had that opportunity to even check the time.
But yes, because there are other persons who would go to Republic Bank. That's the one on Halifax Street, which was formerly Scotia. I would have the same complaint to me. There's some people who just stay there. You hear them stooping and all the rest of it. And I have been telling myself, if I have other things to do, just go and do the other things and leave Republic Bank Special for one day. And I happen to have written to the manager. And all right, why not have a line specially for senior citizens, because I'm a senior citizen. No reply. I happen to have spoken to a teller. All right, we then contract. We even had to work our lunch hour, and I find this is utter nonsense. And yes, the banks have their rules, they have their policy, but I'm wondering if government couldn't intervene into that situation. In what way, I don't know, but just in some kind of intervention that people remain too long in the banks. And I get the impression, okay, we have technology now where people can just touch a knob and all right, they get the answer to what they want. And to me, like these people, ABC people, I'm telling you, this is my impression.
Okay.
I get the impression that I mean, tell us they don't know what they're about, and they're toning, and this is utter nonsense.
I understand what you.
Just a minute.
Well, you have 30 seconds, caller, because you allotted 2 minutes to say whatever you have to. Go ahead. I give you 30 seconds again.
Yes, and I find that this is all nonsensical as far as the bank is concerned. Again, as I said, they have their policies, they have their rules, etc., etc., etc. Yes, I'll allow you to talk now.
All right, thank you so much, caller. Have a good day. 435-2041, 435-2041. That's the number if you want to get on to the point this morning. It's an open line, and the line is open for you this morning. You probably have a concern that you would like to express. You have the option of doing so. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Telesphone. Yes, I have a concern to express. Many as a matter of fact. The first one I want to express, and I'll take the quote-unquote 2 minutes for it. I see that what GBN is trying to do here is suppression of the rights of the people of this country to free speech. No limit should be put on the people of this country except where there's abuse. And you're attempting to do that, you and your entity. I'm promising you that we shall give you battle to. You shall not have that opportunity. When I say you, I refer to your entity. Thank you very much and have a nice day, will you?
You too, sir. Have yourself a lovely day, sir. All the best for 2023. 435-2041. 435-2041. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Hi, good morning. I kind of oppose the 2 minutes, but anyway. I'm saying this now to arouse the moral consciousness of the nation. Mm-hmm. I do believe we are too political in everything. The current administration, the past, and everybody. There are some issues that should not be political. And I'm referring specifically this morning to the $150 and the dumb excuses given by the Prime Minister and what Ms. Gloria Thomas said. She has to remember she was taped. What she said in the parliament and what she said yesterday, it's not equivalent. Okay, I do believe when one considers the current situation globally, and here in Grenada, the cost of living, the $150 should not have been removed. Because if it were an election year, the NDC administration would not have done it. I do believe when you look at these people who are getting it, they're at the end of the economic ladder. Some of these folks were dependent on that money to buy their medication. How could the Prime Minister and his administration be so unconscionable, could be so cold and brutal so as to remove it, and talking that the former administration did not budget for it? Well, they did not budget for the $2,000 that the ministers got, but they took it. Even though it was not budgeted for, you could have restructured the budget. That could have been done. It's not rocket science. It's not an impossibility. So I'm asking of them, please. I'm not a beneficiary in any way of the $150. To please return it, because I know what it means to be broken. I know what it means to be in need. some of us forget where we came from. Have a nice day, bro.
You too, caller. Have yourself a lovely day. 435-2041, 435-2041. And I just thought about implementing that 2 minutes, because sometimes folks do take a pretty long time trying to get their point across, which runs into problem. Then I do have individuals who would complain that individuals are being too long. Now I've implemented the 2 minutes for folks to say whatever they have to say. Now it seems like some folks are having a problem with it some way for some reason or the other. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Yes, I'm back again with you. A while ago I asked a question. I pointed out something with the Republic Bank. And the thing about it, I consider this an insult, whether you look at it at different ways. Such and such is happening, I complain, and all right, and you just put the thing down, no suggestion, well, all right, you can do this or see this person or go to this area. Is this, what GBN is coming to? And then at sometimes you just turn off on callers. They want to find out something. Is this what the radio station has come to?
Caller, I alluded that you called in to make a complaint pertaining to something a problem that you were having with Republic Bank. That's what you said.
Yes,
so
and
you made your complaint. Do I have to?
And that's that.
More or less.
And you can give no suggestion at all. You're not in a position to give a suggestion.
It's not that I can't give a suggestion. What difference would my suggestion make?
You probably might know a little bit more than me.
Let's not battle off of that, caller. Have yourself a good morning, all right? 435-2041, 435-2041. That's the number if you want to be part of To The Point this morning. And it's an open line edition, folks. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Yes, Mr.
Good morning.
That's exactly what we say. In the 2 minutes is correct. Because this guy come back with the same story.
Well, I was wondering what suggestion could I give. He made his point, what he was saying. I don't work at Republic Bank in order to tell him how I could resolve the problem for him.
You don't work for the bank, so how you expect you to resolve it? This is nonsense, and that's what happened. The 2 minutes is right. I have no problem with that. It should remain 2 minutes because people are wasting a lot of time on air and repeating themselves and saying the same thing over, and most of them say nothing at all. Thank you.
Have a good morning, sir. 435-2041, 435-2041. We drew for a break. Let's take our second break. We return shortly. Stay with us, folks.
I want you folks to play these 3 games from the NLA. Daily Pick 3 cash flow and play with. You will be supporting sports and culture, nation building and our future. So go out and play, folks, make it a must. You will see what the National Lottery is doing for us. When you play Pick 3 cash flow and play with, the NLA will support you all the way.
Starting September 30th, Monday to Friday, these 3 games will be drawn mid-morning, 9:45 a.m., midday, 12:45 p.m., and evenings, 7:45 p.m. The National Lotteries, supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Sunday money day.
Your Colors. Hot 98 presents the 473 Colors Boat Ride. Going down on Saturday, February 4. Get your tickets now at GoToFed.com for only $65. Food included. Boarding time 7 p.m. The boat sails at 7:30. Music on board by the Hot 98 DJs plus other guest DJs.
Baby, calm down, calm down.
Rep your colors on the boat, cause this one here is gonna be epic. Lock the date, Saturday, February 4th. Hot 98 473 Colors Boat Ride. Don't you miss this.
Welcome back, listeners and viewers, to the point for today, Wednesday. And let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning and welcome. Good morning to you, caller. Caller, good morning. Good morning.
Hey, morning. GT, how are you?
I'm doing pretty well.
Listen, I just want to inform you there were 3 accidents in Wester Hall area this morning. One looks very, very serious. And GT, I don't usually call in, but after witnessing what I witnessed this morning, I'm forced to call in. I think everybody knows about what's happening on our roads. The recklessness and the lawlessness on our roads.
Yes.
And it's just well known, and people call your programs, call in, and nothing is really done, I don't think, about it, because what we find happening is that the police get on there and give us great statistics, 500 accidents in 1 month or whatever. Good to know. We already know that. And things like, we need to drive with due care and attention. Well, I could have been driving with due care and attention this morning. I would not have avoided any of those accidents, I don't think, especially that serious one. So I think we need to go beyond that. One of the simple things, I think, is that there needs to be more of a police presence on the roads during rush hours. The police need to either covertly or overtly be on our nation's roads. And, it's a deterrent. When drivers see police on the roads, let's slow down, It's done in other countries as well. So I think that's one thing, an easy kind of fix, is to try to get more police on the roads during rush hour, especially. And we know some of the trouble areas, the Eastern Main Road, Springs Road in the morning. Everybody talks about it. You go up Springs Road in the morning, you have buses overtaking 5 and 6 and 7 cars to get in front of you, around corners, etc. We all know it. Why can't something be done about it? Put a police there, and I'm sure it will stop. So that's what I have to say. I mean, I'm not knocking the police. They do a great job normally, but they need to fix this before it's already out of hand. So we need to fix it.
Thank you so much, caller. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning. And I certainly do understand where that caller is coming from there. There are strategic particular areas around the island where are trouble spots, as the caller did mention. And police presence there could certainly act as a deterrent in terms of drivers who want to use the road for reasons that are not really or real reason for using the roads for. Yeah, speeding and stuff. We don't have the roads to accommodate what lots of folks over there. I mean, was it a day or two? There's an individual who rides a motorcycle with that loud muffler. And he was just cutting in and out of traffic for whatever reason. I'm not sure if he wants individual to see his skill of riding, or how skillful he is in terms of riding, but he was just cutting into traffic, and sometimes you never know what could happen. And I would say if the police is make their presence at particular areas, as the caller said, that are deemed trouble spots, it could help eliminate some of the problems that we are having on the roads with accidents. Every day we could see those white markings on the road, which indicate there was an accident. And as the caller did allude to also, yeah, there are folks who drive with due care and attention. And sometimes by driving with due care and attention, folks are running into you because that individual was not driving with due care and attention. 435-2041, 435-2041, that's the number if you want to be part of To The Point this morning, the open line edition. And I when I started off the program, I did mention yesterday the post-cabinet press briefing. There were lots of information thrown out, almost 2 hours plus in terms of information that were thrown out. What did you gather from it? Were there any information that were thrown out that you would like to probably chiming on this morning? Was there something within there that you think maybe was not, put out in the way that you understand it? Or you maybe would like some clarification, and you may like maybe a member of government to pop in one of these mornings on the show and probably share their views concerning that. Maybe you could explain it more for you as an individual you are listening, because a lot is thrown out. A lot of information, and sometimes you get lost in all the information that is thrown out because so much have been thrown out at the time. Let's go back to the phone line and entertain another caller. Caller, good morning, welcome.
GT.
Good morning.
Forgive me, but I'm not calling regarding. Listen, this is a matter that it really burned me this morning.
Tell me.
Let me tell you, I was employed with a former minister of government. That is over before the COVID. Mm-hmm. I was dismissed when she said she found somebody who can pay, who would work for less monies. She refused to pay me. I said, I'm going to the labor. She said, you're wasting your time. Don't embarrass yourself. Nothing will come out of that. From then, I'm waiting on a response from Mr. Griffith. Mr. Griffith says to me, he said, I'm seeking advice from anyways, the name gone, they know. Seniors Movement. He's seeking advice from Legal Affairs.
Yes.
Up to today, nothing. I called when Mr. Lord was there. He tried calling the person, no response. They sent out letters, no response. So now I reported to this commissioner. Now I was told this morning, that's why I had to call her back, that they cannot find the file. I wonder if the people that was working on Mr. Clark case down in the Ministry of Labor, no, they cannot find my file. And I don't believe that the former commissioner went with it. I believe that when the woman said to me, you're wasting your time, don't you know I am so and so and so? Can you imagine the exploitation and what happened in Grenada, sir? I just felt I had to talk about it. Sorry if my tone of voice not pleasing.
Have a good morning. Have a good morning. 435-2041, 435-2041. It's to the point. Let's go back to the phone line, entertain another caller. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Yes, good morning. Oh boy, concerning the bad drive on the road and the killing people, Where is Joe? Where is Joe that used to be the down at Fantasia? Yeah? Where is Joe? What came out of that? They killing people recently. Another one happened. A woman is in hospital now with spine injuries again, right there by CK's, by the crosswalk, a little lower down there, you know? Okay. But, and also short lady, the nice light-skinned lady that used to work at Koyaba. She's now in that announcement. Oh boy, I'm telling you, they're killing people on the road. But my question today to everybody in Grenada, do you know that in just a few weeks there will be carnival in Carriacou?
Yes.
I'm just throwing out that question because it seems that, you know, nobody's paying attention to that. Nobody's helping to push it. Nobody, you know. They're going to have Queen show. I'm not hearing any interviews with the contestants or anything. Yeah. So now I'm getting to understand why Carriacou people is always at war with the mainland.
Seem to be getting less. Other issues are overpowering them. Or the issues with them.
Because if Carriacou is part of Grenada and the carnival is not illegal. So, I mean, you know, it should be just programmed into the regular programming. They're having calypso competition, soca competition, and so, but you're hearing nothing. All you're hearing is about the Independence Calypso show and the Independence things. But, you know, they should be concurrently, you know?
All right.
Anyhow.
Have a good morning. Thank you so much for your contribution, as always. 435-2041. 435-2041. That's a number if you want to get on to the point this morning. Open line this morning, folks. You have the option of calling in, sharing your views this morning. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Thank you for taking my call. I find it strange that some people would, you know, make certain points and talk about people being political. For you to continue or anyone to continue with payments for anybody, you have to have money to be able to keep up with the payments, or else you would hear the saying, NDC can't pay. So you must budget. You must budget for that 150 so you can continue with the payments. And I heard a gentleman say previously that if it was an election year, they would have continued with the payment. But these monies were given in an election year, a couple months prior to election, and it was stipulated for a period of time. And the period of time has come to an end. If you say it was temporary doesn't mean permanent. And let us all be realistic. The time has come. Yes, it is hard, it is tough for all of us as Grenadians. And we all have to remember where we came from. Stop, cheating on the minds of people and telling them that you're poor and vulnerable. Poor doesn't mean that you have to sit down and depend on anyone. I have seen a gentleman in my area for years who couldn't even walk properly, but he sits on a stool near to his gap and he cleans his gap. The gang that working for Christmas or anytime didn't have to do anything to this gentleman gap. Further up, going up the road in Hobley. He's, now not around the area. But if you could, we try. Our parents taught us to work. And there are those of us who never work with anybody but achieve what they want. And hard work and determination would pay. There is nothing that says one set of people have to be in a line begging for the rest of their lives or depend on anybody and can't work. We could work. We can make it if we try. Our parents didn't have. They had 10, they had 6, they had 8
Take another 20 seconds, caller.
And they did what they have to do. We have to be prepared to work. Have a great day.
You too, caller. Have a good morning. 435-2041. 15 minutes moving up. We drew for a break. Let's take that break. When we come back, we entertain more of your calls.
GBN Television News at 7, a pulse on all things Grenadian. Look out for our new features through expanded synergies with our media partners in Barbados, St. Lucia, Jamaica, Trinidad, and beyond. Capturing the latest in news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Credible, informative. Thank you for making us number one. News at 7, live, Monday to Friday on GBN Television, Channel 7 and 11. K105.5 and 105.9, Hot 98.5 and 98.7, GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel, and www.gbn.gd. GBN, with you anywhere and everywhere.
That's not how you cross the pedestrian crossing.
Really? One day I just woke up and I saw pedestrian crosswalks on the road. No one really showed me how to use them properly.
Well, this is how it's done. You never cross before doing these things. They might save your life. First, when you get to the crosswalk, you stop. You look left, you look right. If there's a vehicle coming, you put your hand out, making eye contact with the driver, indicating that you want to cross. And only when the vehicle comes to a complete stop, you quickly cross to the other side.
Stop, look, hand.
Welcome back, listeners and viewers, to the point for today, Wednesday, the 25th day of January. Let's say good morning to especially our viewers via the social media platform, Facebook. And forgive me, I have just getting the chance already signing on the page, so I wasn't paying attention to all of the comments that were made there. So let me say good morning to once again to all of the folks who are via our Facebook page or this store. Let's say good morning to Laurie, Alpha Veronica. Let's say good morning to Agnes, Deanne, all you folks. Thanks for being part of To The Point. Let me see if I could grab some of the comments via the Facebook page before we entertain another call this morning. And we have Alpha Veronica Ferrer saying, if the Ministry of Social Development clean up the seedless, and that's by removing the names of dead beneficiaries, people who are employed or residing overseas and are collecting monies, then there will be sufficient funds available to put back that $150. And what else is saying? And the legacy, what the legacy NMP has left for Grenada, and saying they're shameful. And I'm saying, and Agnes is saying they are only trying to improve what was broken. Let's see what else could I throw in that this morning. Good morning to Muna. Good morning to you. Thanks for being on to the point. She's saying good morning to everyone. What else could I throw in this morning? We have Judy saying, well, folks, most of the comments here, in my opinion, are just regular conversation individuals are having. Thanks for being part of it. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, GP.
Good morning to you.
How are you? Happy New Year. I think I spoke to you for the AS. You see, with all the different things we're hearing, complaints left, right, and center. And some of the things that are happening here is not unique to Benin. It seems that a lot of the things that are happening are global. So we have to recognize that it is this time we are living in. And when I say the times we are living in, this is biblically predicted situations that would arise on earth because of sin, because people have turned away from God, because people don't even want to admit there is a God. So all these things are taking place because of godlessness. And unless people decide to turn back to God, because He says if those who are His would pray, He will heal, He will deliver. So that's what we have to stop fighting and complaining and seek the face of God. Let God deal with the things of the world. It is His world. He's there. He created it. But because we have a choice, we have a free will, we want to put on God and take over. There is a calypso then that wrote a song, a woe. I don't remember the gentleman's name. And he said, you didn't want the creator in your mouth. You push him out of the school curriculum. You didn't want to hear his name. So what you bother for? So we complain too much. We need to turn back to God. God bless you and have a blessed day.
Have a great day yourself, caller. Good morning to you. Let's go back to the Facebook comment section. And we have Jonas saying, that's time for we to come out from this dependable syndrome. We have Oswald Edwards. He's saying security officers get an increase since 2010 of $8. And up to now, after 13 years, they're getting the same money. Let me see if there's any other comments that I could throw out this morning before we go back. I see someone is calling on the phone. And let's take this caller. Caller, good morning and welcome. Good morning to you, caller.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
You know, it's all well and good to talk about God, but we have to live good with the people that we see around us. Not just who we can see, but live good with the people around us. That's all I have to say.
Have a good morning yourself, sir. Point taken. 435-2041. Let's take a peek at some of the comments. If there's any other comment that needs to be thrown out this morning. Still looking at the comments. Nothing for throwing out on air this morning. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome.
Hi, good morning.
Good
How
morning.
are you?
Doing pretty well.
Okay, I'm a kayak.
You're a kayak.
I'm subject to correction, eh? I heard just now a woman was talking about Carnival, and like she was saying, all the emphasis is placed on independence. Remember, the independence, we are proud of being 49 years.
Yes.
And we cannot fight down the independence with the Carnival. Independence is the government something, and it's two different committees as far as I know. So, please, if I'm wrong, I'm subject to correction.
I think the caller just trying to say that if I could comment on you here, caller, I think the other caller was just trying to say that she's not hearing much about the carnival activities in Carriacou.
Yes,
and I don't think she's putting down the option of having to talk also about independence. It's just that she would like to hear more about maybe one of these mornings we should be doing. Put a lot of emphasis into what's happening in Carriacou.
Correction,
all right.
Because Carnival has its committee, and the
Independence also have a committee that takes care of that.
And you find we won't try to push Carnival ahead of independence.
I assume that would not
and
be
we're going to be real strong. You're coming up?
I have never. I'll be honest. I'll be honest. I have never been to a carnival in Carriacou. Somehow the time just never meshed with me in terms of being there for some reason or the other. Let's take another caller. Caller, good morning and welcome. Thanks for the invitation, though. Good morning, caller.
Hello, sir.
Good morning.
My understanding of this seed program money comes from the World Bank program. what has been the problem ever since I know about that seed program is that why is it the government is not trying to get more and more and more money to come into Grenada because the money is a grant. So what is the confusion? I don't understand why they need to take it out rather than increase it. The government need to explain how much money that is given yearly or whatever time, if it's quarterly or whatever, and tell the people how much it can be divided among us. I find that as simple as it can be. So that the confusion that people are having over that money is not taxpayers' money, you know. It's not taxpayers' money. It is a World Bank identified program. And government need to explain what that whole thing is about to people rather than having that confusion proliferating around the place. Take care, sir.
You too, caller. Have a good morning. 435. We still can accommodate some more calls. 6 minutes moving up before 10 o'clock. Just around 6 minutes left on today's program. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning and welcome. Welcome.
I will not be able to listen to the program properly this morning because I was on another meeting, but I cut short the meeting because I want to make this point. First of all, I really admire the Prime Minister. Trust me. I mean, people know, politicians are not friends, generally. But every time I listen to this man, I cannot help but feel hopeful about Grenada. He made an admission yesterday, a very humble admission, and that is, because I know that was true. Maybe they dropped the ball in not emphasizing to people that this thing, that additional thing, was a temporary thing. But it was temporary. And he read things as he was able to prove. He didn't just say old talk. And I thought it'd be foolhardy for those who have bite the bait from the confusion makers and still repeating the lie. Because even for the stimulus thing, I remember in September when the Prime Minister was speaking, he said, look, we're trying to make things that is easy, including moving the thing on the gas and so on, but it will be restored in the new year. It seems as though people have selective memories, and as Pope Francis said, we have what you call isolated conscience. So it's very refreshing for me that when something has not been as forthcoming, you have a leader saying, yes, we should have told people, emphasize, make it much more known. I knew it, I listened to it, and it shows that how people don't listen. They didn't listen to Parliament when the guys had the 15 seats, so they couldn't remember that. And even if they listen, they will remember. Having said that, I think even the emphasis on community development, as expounded by the Minister of Social Development and also the Lady Minister, I think is very commendable. But I didn't think I heard anything about people with disabilities. I mean, I think we need to really bring down the front burner that there are some pirates who have set up an organization or that maybe, and you have to see where they launch it, in the name of people with disability and so on. We need to really be mindful. Right. Why set up a new organization? Why not reorganize the one that is here and make it really workable, rather than do those things? I am skeptical about that, like Mr. Rolo. I'm very, very skeptical. But I would hasten to say that we need to really put this as one of the main agendas, people with disability. I mean, I am able to move around, basically. I mean, I'm not blind totally, yes, but I know people who have problems, whether it's physical and so on. We need to also deal with the mentally ill. I mean, challenged, I shouldn't say mentally challenged people too, because they are people too. All of us are people, and we need to meet people where they are.
Caller, once again, I have in the initial start of the program, I said allotting 2 minutes for everyone who calling. And
okay, no problem.
Have a good morning, and thanks for calling on again.
Yeah, you too, thanks.
Have a good morning. 435-2041. Just a couple more minutes left on today's show. Let me see if I could grab some of the comments. There have been some comments coming in on Valley Facebook page, and we have Hannah saying, "Stop being dependent." Let me get that word correctly. Dependent on the government and seek a job. Too much able-bodied people depending on the handouts. We also have Agnes saying there here, how can the Honorable PM explain the $150 any clearer? I'm assuming she's referring to the Prime Minister's explanation yesterday. And we are at this point saying, good point, caller. Those who have with disabilities must be included. All right, let's go back to the phone line and entertain another caller. Caller, good morning, welcome.
Hi, good morning.
To you. Good morning to you. How are you this morning?
Yes, I am only hearing the people who they deduct the money from, that they should go and work and do certain things. Now, I know people that is bedridden, and I know people who have glaucoma, and I know certain people have certain condition they cannot go out and work, and they deduct that $150 from their money. Mm-hmm. Right now, NDC people, they don't have a hat, because when I listen to call, you could know is NDC people that saying those sort of a thing. They don't have a hat. I wonder if they have family in that condition, if they will like that to happen to them. Right? They had to take all the hat from NDC and put another name. Don't put the hat. Put another name. Because they don't have a hat.
All right, caller. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning. Thank you so much. 435-2041. We have just around 2 minutes left on this morning's program. Let's take our final caller. Caller, good morning and welcome. Good morning to you, caller. I guess that caller is not ready for us as yet. And if a caller do come in pretty quickly, we probably could able to entertain. Let's see if I could grab some comments before we maybe forego on the call. And we're saying the issue here, and we're seeing Deanna saying, of course, the issue is who people choose to believe and the narrative that they have to peddle. Keith and them, they're dependent on him. So, let's get that right. Keith had them dependent on him, so he could have them gullible and always begging. And that's basically it there. Local individuals who are setting up entertainment venues in close-knit communities without seeking permissions or consulting insulting the local. Is it legal? Or is it consulting the local? Is it legal? I guess that's what the individual is trying to write there. Let's take our final caller and we wrap today's program. Caller, good morning and welcome. You have
good morning, G.
Because of time constraints, you may have just 1 minute to make your point. Go right ahead.
Not a long talk. I just want to ask you if at the end of the program I could call you.
Sure, you can.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good morning. Thanks.
Yeah.
Hey, folks, that's where we come to the end of today's program. Thanks to all who contributed in some way or the other, whether it's via your comments via the social media platform, Facebook, or you called in. Thank you so much. Join us again for another program tomorrow. All the best and have a good one, folks. That's where we wrap up To The Point for today. Best wishes going out to all.